What was Krishna trying to do by placing the chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona? What was he trying to do? What was he trying to do to Arjuna? He's trying to lift Arjuna to Achyuta. He's trying to lift Arjuna to that place, to that experience which Krishna himself is. Because the joy of staying there is very different than staying at a fallen person. The wise teacher will always put the students on difficult positions, because it's only from there you grow. Hardships. You know how the Lord placed Swami Vivekananda before he became a world teacher? You read Swami Vivekananda's books. Almost in every chapter, you will find him talking, feel. Feel. Are you feeling for the poor? Feel. Are you feeling for the downtrodden? Are you feeling for the weak? Feel. Where did that come from? He was born in a very affluent family. He had all kinds of pets in his house. The house which Vivekananda was born, his ancestral property, 60 families were living in it later. Can you imagine the size of that house? Ramakrishna Mission got it back from all of them. Swami Ranganathananda did that. A great man, brilliant thinking. The house where Vivekananda is born, we need to rebuild that house. How many families were living? 60 families. He built houses for all 60 of them, saying, you people go there. Then went to Calcutta Presidency, found the original blueprint of the house, rebuilt it exactly as that, and Abdul Kalam dedicated it open to the nation. It's a beautiful monument, which to me is an expression of Swami Ranganathananda's devotion to the Master. What an effort. So you can imagine the kind of a house which Vivekananda was born. What you call with a silver spoon, so affluent. In his own lifetime, his father, after his father's death, the family crashed into absolute poverty. From that heights of affluence to complete poverty, to that point, there was not enough food at home to feed everybody. And one of his sisters committed suicide so that one person would be less to feed. From there rose Swami Vivekananda. When he says feel, he felt for it. It's not a word. It came because he saw, he tasted poverty. He knew what poverty was. From there, he could come and he could say, feel, and that's how he could identify and serve. The world created a situation by which Vivekananda experienced that, and from there came a great teacher. A guru or Ishvara places you in a place where you can learn the lessons, most important lessons, and you grow fast. They are important. The hardest lessons makes us the toughest person. Not the easy lessons. We have misplaced sympathy in our parenting. How do parents bring up children? Misplaced sympathy. Pamper them to a point the child doesn't even know what is hardship. The child will grow into what? What do you want the child to be? You think you will be around always? Or the child has to be independent? The hardest lessons makes the person tough. The deepest experience, from there comes wisdom. Joy is shallow. Sorrow is deep. You get depth from there. So it's not for any reason, with very specific reason, Krishna deliberately took Arjuna, placed it in front of Bhishma and Drona's face. He knew what emotional turmoil Arjuna would go through looking at them, because next moment you have to take an arrow and shoot. Shoot the people whom you love. Take their life off. Remove them from the face of the earth. Who? The ones you adore the most. See the value. Dharma is higher. Ram walked away, isn't it? For Dharma only. Why? That's the higher. Palace given, crown given, crown taken away. He said, fine, I'm going. Word is important. So Arjuna here, emotions taking over, and one side is Dharma, another side is emotions. My own people. You can't see, for Dharma you can't say my own people. There was one disciple of Gurudev, Swami Priyanand. Swamini Amma is no more. She passed away. She narrated one incident to me, her experience with Gurudev. A brilliant tapaswin. A tapaswin of a very different kind she was. When she was studying under Gurudev in Uttarakasi, to the students who are studying, 2 sets of clothes, all that was provided. You wash one, that has to be dry, and you wear the next. So when you wear one would be probably drying. A 3rd set or a 4th set could make things comfortable. But Gurudev said, don't provide. This is it, let them manage. Why is he doing that? Let them manage. He loves to see them in that kind of poverty. Manage. No, let them manage. So once this Amma was in Uttarakasi, she got drenched in rain. It went rain, she got drenched, dripping. She went and stood in front of Gurudev. What happened? Unexpected rain. You should have gone with an umbrella. We provided you an umbrella, you should have gone with that. No question of buying another set of clothes. So one reserve. What is the training? Such training produces brilliance. Not pampering. Misplaced sympathies would never bring out the best. This brings out the best. So when Krishna placed the chariot in front of these 2, he knew this is the weak link in Arjuna. From here, Arjuna has to grow deliberately. And that's how Arjuna started growing. Continuing, next three verses.
Tatra pasyastitan partah
Tatra pasyastitan partah
pitrunata pitamahan
pitrunata pitamahan
acharyan madulan bhratrun
acharyan matulan bhratrun
putran pautran sakhim stata
putran pautran sakim sada
swasuran suhridaschaiva
swasuran suhrudaschaiva
senayorubhayorapi
senayorubayorapi
तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः
तान् समीक्ष्य स कौन्तेयः
सर्वान्
बन्धूनवस्थितान्
कृपया परयाविष्टः
कृपया परयाविष्टः
विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्
विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्.
When Krishna placed the chariot and he told Arjuna, watch, Arjuna should have seen people unfortunately have supported adharma and they have come there. That adharmic people is what he should have seen. Instead, Arjuna saw my grandfather, my cousin, my uncle, my friend, my brother-in-law, my this, my that. What he saw, a list of things given, different kinds of relation. My own people, this is what he saw. When Krishna said, watch, Arjuna should have watched the opponent who has come to support adharma. Between relationships and dharma, we should choose dharma. Ram chose dharma over a kingdom. Dharma. Because dharma, eternal victory. Ride over dharma, ananta vijaya. That everlasting victory we want, we can't choose these, we have to choose that. So when Krishna placed, and this is exactly what Arjuna should not see, and he saw my uncle, my cousin, my friend, my brothers, my this, my that, and naturally what would happen to Arjuna? Eyes full of water, not coming out, but they're about to burst. With heavy heart, Kripaya, with heavy heart he saw, helplessly, is this what I am facing now? It is here Arjuna started his collapse. It's very interesting. I read a very good observation by David Tharu on the Gita. He says he was reading Mahabharata and he found all this. Arjuna coming to the battlefield, he found that also very logical story going. And Arjuna saying, go forward. That also he was saying, fine, see the battle closer. Arjuna collapsing. David Tharu said that was also acceptable. But on a situation like that, a person can collapse, which is very natural. But what stunned David Tharu was, from that slump, one can rise again. He said, I did not expect. To me, that is the twist of the whole epic. If you see, Arjuna falling down is acceptable. But we could never imagine someone who has fallen down to that point of despondency can ever rise up again. Acharya Shankara did not write commentary on the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In fact, 10 verses of the second chapter also he did not write. He just wrote introduction and straight away went to the 11th verse of chapter 2. There's something very interesting about it, isn't it? A person like him, who has written commentaries on Prasthanatraya, the Gita, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutra, and a scholar par excellence, there's nobody to equal, to anywhere near second to none. Did he leave the first? From there, Shankara writes the commentary. And naturally, he just lived for 32 years, and the kind of contribution and the work what he did was unimaginable. His style of debates were unimaginable. Before we go into this verse, because Arjuna has landed into grief, opposite of a wise man. One of the methods of discussions in the past was of a very, very high standards. We can't think today because basically everybody, they had a kind of a seeker. This land is known for it. Light, reveling in light. That's the name of the country, Bharat. One who revels in light, one who revels in knowledge. Basically, everyone was a seeker. That's why the discussions and the debates were so inspiring. For those who is not aware of this, there was this wonderful debate between Shankara and Mandan Mishra. And the outcome would be if Mandan Mishra, a Grahastha committed to Karma Kanda, if he wins the debate, Shankara should give up sannyas, become a Grahastha. If it is other way around, if Shankara wins the debate, Mandan Mishra should give up Grahastha and should take sannyas. Can you imagine the conditions they agree? And that's not what I wanted to tell you. The judge was Mandan Mishra's wife, Bharati. How can you think of something like this? What must be the sincerity of that woman? How deep she must be a seeker. Saying, let's debate. Let's see. If you convince, we are ready to follow because we want to reach the truth. That's why they were seekers, open for progress. Not holding on to some views. Not holding on to something and then swearing by it. If someone was there to guide them and if that was factual, they were ready to leave their past and move forward. In a debate like this, can you bring a family member and place as a judge? And this is the level of discussions we had. End of it, Bharati declares Shankara as the winner. That is to say, yes, you won the debate. We are ready to follow. Mandan Mishra became a sannyasi. But there was one very nice condition. Apart from this, they were given fresh garlands to wear for a debate. And the freshness of the flowers should not be lost. Now this is an extremely difficult condition. That you wear a garland and the freshness should not go. Why? If we start talking with agitated mind, anger, etc., the body generates heat. The flowers will fade. Can you believe? Now, how many of us can even sit for a discussion? Come on. And that's one of the things. Now, which level our civilization was